part of the dance. Well done. We also need to step together. Can we do that with our arms up in the air? And down low. Around in a circle. And clicking. Now, fairies, can we use our special pointing fingers to point all the way up to the sky? And in front, down to the ground, and then paint a great big rainbow. Well done, fairies. I think you're ready to dance 7 rainbow fairies. Do you have your 7 fingers ready? Princess Perfect. When you look up in the sky and the sun is shining bright, then you feel a drop of rain fall upon your hand. Look very carefully. If you're lucky, you will see a rainbow stretching from the sky down to the land. At the end of the rainbow, where the colors touch the land, the 7 rainbow fairies you can see. They are the rainbow fairies, the 7 rainbow fairies. All the colors of the rainbow flash across the sky. They are the rainbow fairies, the 7 rainbow fairies, dancing from the rainbow, stretching right across the sky. Violet, indigo, and blue, orange, red, and yellow too, and green makes 7 colors of the rainbow in the sky. Dancing from the rainbow's end, 7 fairies, 7 friends, in the rainbow stretching from the sky down to the land. At the end of the rainbow, where the colors touch the land, the 7 rainbow fairies you can see. They are the rainbow fairies, the 7 rainbow fairies. All the colors of the rainbow flash across the sky. They are the rainbow fairies, the 7 rainbow fairies, dancing from the rainbow, stretching right across the sky. Fairy, hello everyone. I'm so happy that you joined me today. Fairy imagination is one of my favorite times. I just love stories, and I love reading, and I love having stories read to me. Do you like story time as well? Yeah? Do you like story time too? Oh, fairy-tastic. Well, let's begin. Fairy 1, Fairy 2, Fairy imagination. This story begins in a fairyland far, far away. It was a beautiful place, magical and peaceful, and all of the fairies, elves, pixies, bees, and wizards knew just how lucky they were to live in such a wondrous place. Once upon a time, not so very long ago, there was a little fairy called Blossom Shimmer, who loved living in Fairyland, but she was troubled. The trouble was that she was the only little fairy she knew who hadn't seen her first rainbow. Why would this be such a trouble, I hear you ask? Well, let me tell you why rainbows are so important in Fairyland. Rainbows are the magical ingredient that every fairy needs to bring colour to their wings. When a little fairy is first born, her wings are beautiful, it's true, but they have no real colour. They are like fine silk cobwebs. A pretty, sparkly glint is all the colour there is. And then, only when the sun shines on the wings in just the right way. Every fairy, as they grow up, wants to have beautifully coloured wings, just like their older friends and family. But after they've chosen their favourite colour, the only way that this can happen is when the young fairy sees a rainbow for the very first time. At this magical time, the fairy has to fly into the sky and fly straight through the middle of her favourite colour in the rainbow. In the time it takes to say, fairy dust, the young fairy's wings will be painted in a glittery, sparkly stars of colour. It is indeed a magical happening, and every young fairy awaits their first rainbow with much anticipation and excitement. But Blossom Shimmer had not seen her very first rainbow. She was the only fairy without coloured wings, and it was almost summertime. There would be no more rainbows in Fairyland for such a long time. Each night, before she drifted off into the land of sleepy dreams, Blossom Shimmer would wish with all her might for a rainbow to visit her Fairyland so that she might choose her favourite colour to fly through. But as the days passed, the little fairy began to lose hope, until one night a strange and wonderful thing happened. As the little fairy slept peacefully in her tiny fairy bed, she dreamt of a rainbow. She saw its golden glow as if it had beamed right into her very own snuggery. The dream was so real that when she awoke the next morning, she raced to a mirror to check her wings, truly believing she may have danced through the rainbow in her dreams. But to her great disappointment, there was no colour at all. Now Blossom Shimmer was so sad that she had not noticed the soft pitter-pat of raindrops falling outside. She drew back her petal curtains to let the warm sunshine into her snuggery and cheer her up. And then the little fairy gasped in surprise. She looked outside just in time to see the last of the rainfall fall away from the clouds and the sun peep through the droplets. And as the light of the sun hit the sparkle of the last drops of rain, right before her very eyes appeared the most magical beauty she had ever seen. Her very first rainbow. As the rainbow filled the morning sky, the fairy twirled and giggled. With fluttering wings, twinkling eyes, and a huge smile, she flew up and danced through the rainbow until it slowly disappeared back into the sky. Slowly flying back to Fairyland, Blossom Shimmer almost held her breath as she tiptoed in front of the mirror. Would her wings be plain, or, she gasped, fluttering on her back were the most beautiful, the most excitingly, marvelously, overwhelmingly adorable pair of yellow wings she had ever seen. They weren't like any wings she had ever laid eyes on. They were delicate. They were covered in sparkles and fairy dust and glitter that twinkled like none she had ever seen. And they were yellow. Yellow like buttercups that grew in the garden. Yellow like the warm sun. Yellow like a fluffy duckling. They were beautiful. Blossom Shimmer smiled to herself and thanked the rainbow for its magic. She flew as fast as she could to find all of her friends so that they too could marvel at the magic of a rainbow. The end.
Hello, everyone. Ooh, I've turned my magnificent cape inside out. Woohoo! And it's perfect for today, isn't it? Rainbows. Quite magnificent, really, isn't it?
Oh, hi, Wizzy!
Oh, hi,
Oh, wow, what a fabulous fairy imagination. Who'd have thought that that's how fairies get their coloured wings? With a rainbow. Oh, whoa, speaking of rainbows, great rainbow cloak, Wizzy.
Look at your rainbow cloak, Barnaby. You know, we shouldn't call it fairy green. We should call it fairy rainbow. Being fairy green
green is cool, being fairy green is great. With a green step each day, Earth can be saved. So help our planet Earth and do the things we say. With a green step each day, Earth can be saved.
Today's Fairy Green tip is all about keeping the sky clean and clear so we can see the rainbows. Did you know that some fairylands can't even see the sky?
Oh, that's bad. But why?
Well, some bee friends that I met at a honey convention last year told me in some fairylands around the world, the sky looks black or grey. They can't even see any blue.
Oh, but that's wizardly wretched.
I know, and you know why.
Because it's night?
Well, Wizzy, it's because there are factories pumping junk up into the air called pollution.
Oh, but that's terrible. What can we do about it?
Well, we can drive our cars less and use less power at home.
But how's using power at home affecting the pollution?
More power we use, the more that the factories have to pump up the gunk called pollution into the air.
Okay, so for our fairy green tip, we must use cars less, use less power, and that will keep the skies clear all around the world and make the rainbows shine.
Yes, because with a green step each day, Earth can be saved.
Hello. We were just about to see if Cordeline has the answer to our rainbow question. We really want to know why we never see rainbows in Fairyland.
Fairy hello, it's that clever pixie time of the day. What magical question will I be asked today? Dear Cordeline, the clever pixie, can you please tell us how a rainbow is made and why we don't see them in Fairyland very often? I just love rainbows. They're so special and you need 2 very special ingredients. First, water. Second, sun. As the sun shines through the falling raindrops, the sunlight breaks up into its true colours. The 7 colours then bounce from side to side of the raindrop and come out the other end of the raindrop to form a rainbow. But if you want to see a rainbow, you need to make sure that the sun is behind you and the rain is in front of you. Can you think why we don't see rainbows in Fairyland very often? You're right. Fairyland is a very magical place and it usually only rains at night. So the fairies have perfect weather for the daytime. So we never get to see the 2 things together that we need to make a rainbow. Now why don't I try a little bit of pixie magic for the fairies in Fairyland? With a pixie twirl and pixie toes, a pixie smile and a wriggling nose, bring a magic rainbow here to me with a very special pixie. 1, 2, 3.
Wow, look, Harmony! Oh, a rainbow in Fairyland! Oh, the perfect end to a perfect day. I'm sure you'll agree there's no better way to describe today than fairy-tastic. But now we have to go. So, from Harmony and from Rhapsody, fairy goodbye! Wow, that's the best thing I've ever seen! Goodbye to all our friends, it's sad that we must go. We've had a lovely time today, had some funny laughs today, made some special friends today, and now we have to go. With a harmony wave and a harmony wiggle, a harmony kiss and a harmony giggle, a big goodbye from Harmony, now I have to go. With a rhapsody wave and a rhapsody wiggle, a rhapsody kiss and a rhapsody giggle, a big goodbye from Rhapsody, now I have to go. With a fairy wave and a fairy wiggle, a fairy kiss and a fairy giggle, a big goodbye from all of us, now we have to go. Now we have to go.
Fairy friendship rule number 2. Be happy, giggly and positive.